proper workplace is really important for a company.
Yes, like how can a company properly run when everyone cannot see each other and when everything is online?
Yes, some people do, but we find it nicer for people to work and communicate in person. I can't imagine the meeting room is just a group chat with 47 unread messages and everything just goes virtually.
Exactly, and imagine talking to your friends about your work and being like, oh, my colleague's name is Pauline and we've been working together for like 5 years, but I've never seen her in person. And probably the most valuable memories about your work are like the LOLs that your boss replied to you when you accidentally clicked a GIF in the office team group chat when a serious conversation was going on.
Tough, huh? Well, the REI team also went through some struggles in terms of workspace back in 2020. At the time, REI had an office space in a large company in Odaiba, but when that company relocated, REI suddenly found itself without a place to operate. Since REI doesn't receive any government subsidies, we rely entirely on donations and independent funding, and paying rent would have placed a significant financial burden on the organization.
However, Steve, who is a friend of Jane, generously welcomed REI into his office, Eat Creative, and offering part of the office to REI was a huge commitment for both Eat Creative and its CEO. Yet, Steve didn't hesitate. He believed in REI's mission and understood how important it was for us to have a home base to continue our work. That act of kindness didn't just give us a physical space, it gave us the emotional support and encouragement to keep going during a very uncertain time.
That's true friendship right here.
So, without further ado, let's hear from Steve and his thoughts on REI. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do every day?
Sure. So, my name's Steve Martin. I am the Executive Creative Director at Eat Creative, which is the company. We're in their offices at the moment. And we are a cross-cultural branding and communications agency. So we work with clients, helping them be more effective communicators, foreign clients coming into Japan, Japanese clients going out and being more international. So we do a lot of work around communication in all sorts of forms. And so I'm one of the founders of the company, and we have many projects. We have an office in Hong Kong, and we have one person in Seoul. And so my job is to make sure that all those projects are moving smoothly and jump in and support and help as I'm needed.
Great. Sounds very creative. And how did your friendship with Jane begin and grow over time?
Well, both Jane and I have been living in Japan for a long time, and I believe I met Jane through the BCCJ, the British Chamber of Commerce. So we got to know each other that way. We were also involved in the RSA, which is I'm going to get this wrong now, the Royal Society of Arts and something else, I can't remember. But it's an organisation based in the UK, and we were both members, and we got to know each other there. We also both have a love of food. Jane used to run a restaurant. I'm obsessed with food. Our company's called Eat. We used to have a food culture magazine. That's how we set up the company in the very, very early days, and we ran that for 3 years. So we've got this sort of common obsession with food. So that's how we got to know each other.
Okay.
Yeah, very interesting. What were your thoughts or feelings when Jane first mentioned that REI was looking for a spot, or did you like ask her first to offer her a space? Because we knew from Jane that REI used to be in a company, there's another company in Odaiba that provided a space for
That's
them.
right.
But then the company, for some reason, kind of like moved their spot to another place. So Jane needed to find another place for REI. So what's like your feeling or thoughts when Jane first contacted you?
Well, this all happened, I think, because of COVID. And I think that was one of the reasons that the space in Odaiba disappeared. We during the COVID period, everyone at EAT moved to working from home. So I live quite close to the office, so I used to come in. Ayako, my business partner, she would come in. It was a very empty office. So I was having a conversation with Jane, and I heard about the fact that they were looking for space. And I said, well, you should come and fill up our space. We've got all this space and nobody's here. And so she said, oh, yeah, I mean, do you really mean that? Is that possible? And so we had a conversation here, and we thought, well, it would be nice to have some more bodies, some more people in, because having people, it just adds more life to the place. So that's how we agreed to do it. And we said we'd do it for a few months and see if it worked out, and seemed to be fine. So we've just carried on. And then we've got more of our EAT team are now back in the office then. So yeah, I think it's great. I think it's nice having lots of different people from different backgrounds and different ages, and it's fun.
So are you here every day? Monday, Tuesday?
So I've got an 11-year-old daughter, and she dictates my schedule. So I tend to be here in the morning, and I tend to go back and work from home when she gets back from school. So it's going to be a little complicated in a week or so when she breaks up for summer. But yeah, so I try and be here in the mornings most days, and then I work from home in the afternoons.
Okay, and so you just offer the space to REI for no cost. That's and the agreement is Tuesdays and Thursdays.
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's how we do it. I'm not 100% certain of the detail, but basically, yeah, that's right. So you might know that this building actually belongs to a temple. So you've got the cemetery out the back, right?
Yeah.
And all the way up this, if you sort of head over that way, you just got a whole series of shrines and temples. And so the temple that owns this building, the landlord we've known him obviously from the early days, and so we have a very good relationship. So we talked to him and said, look, we want to bring this NPO in, and are you okay with that? And he said, sure, that sounds like a good idea. So yeah, that's how we set it up.
And how does it feel now to have REI in your workspace? Like, is it actually
noisy? No, it's fine. I mean, most of the time it's fine. I mean, I think earlier this year we were probably just before the gala. There were lots of people here. So sometimes we have to sort of manage things a little bit if we've got lots of different meetings going on. But most of the time it's absolutely fine. Got no particular issues. No.
So now it's like more related to your relationship with REI. Have you joined any of REI's field trip? And like, if you have joined any, what's your personal highlights of the trip and what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so I went on the trip to Thailand in, when was it, February? And that was it's very impactful if you go and you see some of these projects. And I think especially the timing of this one, because the US government had just stopped US aid. And so in the weeks leading up to the trip, so I know Jane was concerned that some of the projects might not even be running because a lot of their money would have been taken away. But they were running. So yeah, we went to the north of Thailand on the Burmese border. Three projects: the addiction program, and then there was a maternal health group, and there was also a school for refugees coming across the border. So we got to see all three projects, and yeah, it is very humbling in many ways, because you realise how strong these people are and how focused they are on making things work, and you realise most of the time your life is quite privileged,
Yes.
compared to what they're going through. So yeah, it was a very good experience.
Did you meet someone there where you're still in contact with that person, or is there like did some friendships develop or not at all? Like, I don't know.
From the trip.
Yeah, like from the Thai-Myanmar border.
No one really that we met on the Myanmar side, but some of the people that we went with, I'm still in touch with, but yeah, not really. I think it's, it would, yes, it was more about going in and sort of listening to what people had to say, and trying to sort of understand the situation, I think, rather than it becoming a more personal thing. So I think there was a certain distance you had to have there to be objective about what was going on. Yeah.
Do you think the trip really changed your mind on refugees? Because I heard about some field trip from other interns that like before, like during the intern, they have like some insights about refugees, but then like they went on the field trip and they have like some other thoughts about it, or like some deeper insights about refugees. Do you think have the field trip changed your mind about refugees?
I think the thing that came across, I wrote a piece about the trip afterwards, and one of the things that sort of came across to me was how fickle people's relationship is with situations like this, because people very easily forget about situations. So you've got these problems that are going on, and it's almost like sometimes there are crises in different parts of the world that become popular and then they disappear. But the problem doesn't disappear, it's just the way they are in the media. And you actually look at all this and you hear about these, there was a woman who ran the maternal health group, and she was talking about young women dying of pregnancy in the jungle because they've had to go into the jungle because their village was bombed, and someone lost all their family, and then there's this and there's this, and it's all just information, right? They're just explaining how it is, and this is what they deal with every day. And you think, that's crazy that this is happening, and yet you hear nothing about it, really. You really have to dig into it if you want to find out that information. And so I think and this is only a few projects, right? So you scale that up for the whole world. And you've got to be careful, because you might think, well, there's really no hope, right? It's horrendous. But there are all these people that, despite the politics, despite, the people this being a popular crisis and this not, there are people that every day are just doing this stuff and working at it and supporting people. I think that's amazing. And I think it going on the trip makes it real. You really understand that it's happening, and there are people doing that, and how important that is. So I guess that would be my take.
So you can really recommend people to go on a field trip with REI?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think so. And I think the thing that's great about REI, it's this idea of, what is it? That they support people who are on the ground there, and give them the resources to do more about what they know about best. And there is all this stuff about, people coming in and telling people how they should do their stuff when they actually don't know. And I think the way REI works is really good, because it actually bypasses all that politics and stuff. And it's, they're just quietly getting on with small projects, getting things done. And I think that's really important. So to go and see that happening with them, as opposed to, say, going to some big NPO that's maybe a lot more, got a lot more infrastructure and politics and things like that, I think it's good. So yes, thoroughly recommend it.
Okay. And have you taken part in any REI events? If so, which ones stood out to you? And do you have any suggestions or ideas for future events? You can start with if you took part in any event.
So I should probably attend more events. I haven't. I went to the gala this year, so we did that, and that was great. I know about things like the walking challenge and the wine bluff and beer bluff and things like that, which I think are great, because they bring local community together, and it's a very positive thing. Other ideas, I would have to think about that. I'm not sure, but
yeah. That's fine. And do you have any, that's again very similar, but maybe you can answer that. Do you have any innovative ideas for future REI events, or maybe collaborations, like with Eat Creative, for example? Just
well, the obvious thing would be something to do with food, right? So I believe, what we actually, one of the things that we've been doing at EAT is we've been trying to be more sustainable and being more aware of what we do. And one of the things we did was we started running a potluck dinner, lunch once a month, and not the last one, but the one before, we did it with REI, and we had some Myanmar fermented tea salad, which we brought back from the trip, and so we made that, and it was really good. Highlighted one of the highlights of the trip, and so it was an opportunity. So lots of people brought food, we shared it, we ate, we chatted, and we got to try this salad, which was great, among other things. So I think that's a good idea, because I think one of the good things about EAT, I think, and REI is that you have people from all sorts of different backgrounds, and you're putting them in a position where you're actually talking to each other, where you might not naturally do it in your own lives. So I think what's good with EAT is we have people of all sorts of ages and backgrounds working with us, and that's really nice because you get lots of different ideas and perspectives. So I think anything that brings people from different backgrounds together to talk and discuss and do stuff together is great, because it's some of us are a lot older, so that's others that are younger, and it's nice to be able to just get together. And if you can do it over food, it's always better, right? So
Food brings people together.
It does. It does. It's very important. Yes, everyone's got a point of view on food.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good idea.
So it's kind of like an abstract question, but what does it mean to you to be friends with an organization like REI?
I think it's an opportunity for us as EAT, the company, to do something tangible every week that helps in a very, very small way make the world a better place. So it's a way that we have the space, so why not do it? And then that gives, it's something tangible, because often you sort of go through your life thinking, I should do more of this, or it would be better if I did this, if I used less plastic, or if I don't know, ate less meat, or did this or do that. And here's an opportunity for us, because of our situation, to be able to help out and do something, and it actually make a big difference. So I think that's great. I mean, of course, it makes you feel good in a way for doing it, but it's a great opportunity to be able to help, and it's something we've got that we can share. So that's good.
So you feel like it's something, you give something, but you also receive something. It's like a friendship in a way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, there's that thing, you should always give more, shouldn't you, in any relationship. So I think to be able to do that is good. And as I say, I like the fact that there's always different people coming in and out. I think that's interesting. I think it keeps things fresh and interesting. So that's fine.
Like the podcast now, something new to record a podcast episode.
Well, yes. Who knew? I didn't know this morning we'd be doing this, but yes, great.
Right. So I don't know. Maybe you can summarize it in one sentence. What your understanding of the friendship with REI is.
I think it's an opportunity for EAT as a company to share its space and give something which is valuable for REI, and allow us to support in a way that's tangible, and we're very happy to do that. Yes.
Perfect.
Very generous.
And we are all like, that's the last question, so we're almost done. Is there any message or call to action you'd like to share with others? Perhaps something that might inspire other companies to get involved with REI?
I'm not sure if this is slightly off topic, but the thing that REI has been doing with Global Perspectives, with Tova, I don't know if you've met Tova. There was an event recently, a lunch about that. I think the idea of thinking about how these projects work and applying some of those ideas to the way you manage businesses, I think is very interesting. Because he does some work with internal communications, which sometimes, especially in Japan, gets lost a little bit. If you can make your teams more engaged, if you can have flatter communication, if you can have more ideas in the mix, then I think that makes for better companies. And I think there's a lot to be learned from some of these projects as well. So I think there's a way that you can, so it's not just supporting something in a traditional CSR perspective, but you're actually able to gain quite a lot of stuff from the relationship with NPOs like REI, and I think that's a good thing. But the relationship needs to be an active relationship, right? You can't just say, oh, I'll give them some money and then I don't need to worry about it. It actually has to be people within your organization need to be interacting with someone like REI to be able to get the most out of it.